Drawing from Japan's urban planning and governance practices, India has formalized a national spatial policy intended to guide the country's urban expansion over the next 2 decades. The policy targets development of new cities, rejuvenation of older ones, and coordination between state and city planning to enhance economic growth and livability. According to the National Spatial Policy, urban population in India could rise from roughly 30% to about 50 to 53% in 20 years. This shift demands proactive intervention to avoid unplanned growth patterns. The government considers such haphazard expansion a serious challenge and aims to establish a structured framework to manage this transition. 3-tier governance framework. The National Spatial Policy lays out a 3-level governance structure to streamline urban planning and coordination. At the apex will be a National Spatial Coordination Council, comprising central institutions such as the Prime Minister's Office, Niti Aayog, and key ministries to provide overarching direction. At the state level, state spatial strategy groups will be responsible for aligning local priorities with national objectives. Complementing these are nearly 50 regional planning blocks, each anchored in million-plus urban regions and overseen by dedicated regional planning bodies, ensuring that growth strategies are tailored to regional contexts while remaining consistent with national goals. It mandates 20-year vision documents at multiple levels, defining corridor maps, climate risk principles, investment priorities, growth drivers, and infrastructure plans. Natural resource, environment, and climate action planning will be integral, alongside mandatory city plans. Priority on transit and land use. Land use and transport are core priorities. States are urged to adopt transit-first, rail-led growth models, public transport corridors, metro, regional rapid transit system, and railways as spine systems, while highways are to be primarily for freight and logistics. The policy also incorporates the Japanese concept of kukku-seri, reallocating and consolidating land among owners in fringe areas of cities, reserving some for public amenities. Though some landowners may give up parts of land, the overall value tends to increase owing to improved infrastructure and land appreciation. This tool aims to prevent the spread of urban slums and enable planned expansion. Future implications and policy trajectory. Going forward, implementation will require building institutional capacity at regional levels, raising technical and planning expertise among city governments, and strengthening land records and GIS geospatial capacities. Leveraging geospatial technologies like digital elevation models, mapping, and data integration will likely feature as key enablers. In addition, financing and investment mechanisms, public, private, and hybrid, will have to be tailored to deliver legacy infrastructure upgrades, water, sanitation, power, transport, and to ensure resilience against climate risks. Monitoring and enforcement frameworks will be essential to ensure compliance, especially where land reallocation and transport corridor regulation are concerned. With this national spatial policy, India seeks not just to accommodate its rapidly growing urban population, but to fundamentally reframe how cities grow, pursuing sustainability, livability, and planned expansion rather than reactive development.